Если бы у тебя было много времени на часах, что бы ты сделал? Перестал бы следить. Я могу сказать одно. Будь у меня время, я бы не тратил его впустую.
Dus Harry, welkom. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's having a happy Groundhog Day. I did not know it was Groundhog Day until just a couple minutes ago, but hey, it looks like the guy did not see his shadow. And that means spring is coming sooner, apparently. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, who comes up with that? Who started looking at a groundhog shadow of all shit to determine whether or not spring is gonna happen sooner? Like, imagine that. Some poor groundhog gets kept in a cage or something just to see his shadow. No, I'm just kidding. But, what's up, guys? Hope everyone's having a good morning to start things off. Going straight into the 4-chart setup today. SPY on the top left, Tesla bottom left, NVIDIA top right, Meta bottom right. Stocks are kind of falling down and open here. The big news this morning is really the jobs numbers that came out. We can go over to the economic calendar, refresh it up real quick. You guys can see right at the top, non-farm payrolls came in at 353,000. This ended up really destroying the consensus and forecast there for those payrolls. So that was a huge move there. Out of those, starting to make the market go crazy this morning, and it's making it pop back off. And one big thing that I'm noticing is that whenever we're talking non-farm payrolls here, the economy and the Federal Reserve and the market, they kind of want jobs lower right now because that's going to push the Feds more towards cuts. With those numbers coming in so high today and being better, that's kind of actually worse. So better is worse today. I know people like that one. Xbox said on Groundhog Day 2024, Bill woke up and did not see his shadow. Yep. Google's dying. It really is, Carlo. Google's coming back down hard. They had that big drop at first. Now they're doing it again. Meta power, 179,000. Yeah, the power is going to be really high right now on Surgy Surge. Just be careful with it. It's actually on the bearish side, so just be a little careful. It's going to be pulling back hard, though, after that big run yesterday. Remember, this thing could pull back to 440, and that would just be normal at this point because it's just such a crazy stock up here at highs. Pretty insane, though, overall. Pretty insane, I'd say. That's a lot of power. Damn, Mason, that is a lot of power. 148K. I've only seen a couple plays get that high on there. That's pretty big. All right, SPY, what are you going to do? You're basing off 489. That's actually pretty big support today. I posted that up in market analysis a few times as being decent support. We had to really break under there, but Mike C said, let it fall and we'll buy the dip. I know, right? Hopefully it actually falls. But it was looking at those possible puts to the downside. But right now, moving back up now with some velocity. See that volatility at open? Everyone was worried at first. Now it's right back up. Right back up. AMD is on the surge bot as being bullish right now, which I think is an extremely interesting opportunity this morning, especially if it can break pre-market highs like 175.25. Yeah, getting a nice breakout above there could be sick. Would be awesome. Last time I saw one that high was SMCI. I wouldn't be here. I'd be on an island. Yeah, SMCI was something, man. Whenever you go look at that on a chart, wow. You go out to the daily and it's like mind-blowing almost. It's like Meta. Meta's just almost the same way, honestly. What a run by this stock. Up to 464. How's DraftKings today? Starting to pull back ever so slightly. Just back down to support, though. Seems like they always have these intraday support moves. They're always running up with this. Yeah, I'd be on an island too, though, Mason. That run was pretty nuts. We got to bring up the watch list today. Meta, 16% leading the way, of course, with Amazon in a close second. But Shopify and Snapchat are also following along. Shop is moving up in a great way, which is nice. Snap is probably following Meta. Yeah, they ran up last night. Snowflake is coming back. There we go, up 3%, back up to almost 210 this morning. Hell yeah, Snowflake, keep coming back alive. Keep it coming, Snow. It would be sick if Snowflake could actually get a good run. Like, let's say break 214. Now that would be something. Come on, Snow. Run up into those 220s. That would be sick. I was hopeful on it, especially given how Meta was running. Meta still recovering back. That move down and open is saying, screw you guys, I'm going back up. It's like Cartman, except instead of going home, Meta's going to its real home, which is to the upside. Wisconsin money line, uh-oh. $10 on Wisconsin basketball revenue. That might be the worst beat of the year. Wisconsin, huh? Let's see that game. Oh, wow, they lost to Nebraska. They lost to the Huskers. They lost to Sean's Huskers, Mason. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's too bad for Wisconsin. And now they face number 2 ranked Purdue on Sunday, so good luck with that. Good luck with them. Boeing starting to trend back down. There's a big support intraday yesterday, down around 207. If we could break under there, I think we could see a lot more selling pressure coming into the stock market. Well, let's see it. Let's see that pressure come in. Let's see it. Because the more pressure, the bigger that these options are going to start moving. So, let's go. Sushi in the Discord. I like that name. That's pretty cool. I can't believe in pre-market today, Meta kept going in the crazy way that it really did. That was a great continuation. Here's the article for the economy adding those 353,000 jobs, which was better than expected. Job growth was widespread in January. Remember that Powell and the Feds don't want job growth, guys. They do not want that. If we go out to the Fed Watch tool, I saw Cornish posted this up this morning. He pretty much said that there's like an 80% chance now, and yes, they're pricing in an 80% chance of March being a pause now. That's a pretty big difference from where we were just a couple weeks ago, where they were actually pricing in rate cuts on March. That's a big difference. Huge, huge difference right there. Man, that's kind of scary with the Fed Watch. Top on Twitter really quick. See what we got going. What's going on out there, though, guys? Anybody out there see any big news or anything today, or have any big updates? Ken Griffin said he stopped supporting Harvard financially, accusing elite institutions of creating whiny snowflakes instead of focusing on education. Per The Hill. This is real. I can't believe I'm actually reading that. Go Ken Griffin. That sounds awesome. Good, I'm glad he's stopping. I'm sorry if you guys out there are super pro university, I guess, but I don't know. I'm kind of with Griffin on this one. The SPY seems pretty boring right now. It really is, Mason. Not really doing much at all. Just chopping here at open. Not getting a ton of price action. If anything, there's like maybe a small trend line going on right here. Maybe. We could maybe watch this as a good spot. If it starts breaking down under there, I would look for more put opportunities. I still can't believe the market ripped up like it did yesterday. Obviously, though, those earnings were huge, so that made a big, big difference. Meta and Amazon, of course, were the main pushers, and Meta just hit a new all-time high. There it is. Big green 1-minute candle just got us up to there. You gotta love seeing that. Right, Surge. Meta's power is 187,000 on the bull side right now. Up to 468. Yeah, look, Mark, those things shouldn't even count as recalls, man. Those should not even count as recalls. Honestly, I don't think Tesla's even going down really much at all from the recalls. I think that almost all of the downside pressure is just attributed to, number one, their earnings and just not wowing investors with their growth right now is really what I think it is. Obviously, people are going to pin it on all types of stuff like the recall, but I really think it's just stemming from earnings and just from not being able to get that revenue higher. Because those should not even count as recalls. If it's simply just updating the computer really quickly, it should not count, in my opinion. Especially since you don't have to take it somewhere to do it, either. You can just do it right in your garage. It's like, what? Recall? Whenever I think of recalls, I think of Ford's recalls, because they have, like, they'll recall like 500,000 vehicles, and it'll have a potential brake failure. Like, oh my god, now that's a recall, having like a brake failure, right? Imagine having a brake failure on the highway or something. I mean, that'd be pretty freaky. Some little thing with a font is kind of... But that's how it is, Mark. I feel ya. Yeah, I know it's silly that it's a news item. I know, right? It's so silly, and that's just how trading is out there. Me and Mike talk about this all the time. We even talked about it about I'd say 2 to 3 times on the live Q&As, where we just kept talking about the fact that the news will pin a move on anything. It's really funny all the time. You'll see the market bounce off support and go flying back to the upside. And then some very minor news that might be bullish will come out, and it'll say, the market runs as Biden talks to China or something, you know? It'll be like, but in reality, it was just a big buy off support where a bunch of people started snowballing in off a big level. Rather than, but yeah, you guys get it. You guys get it. Tesla starting to break back down towards lows of the week. Go ahead and watch that low down there around 182.50 to 183. Getting very, very close. What's up, my views? What are the next levels on Apple, they're asking? Yeah, so Apple's going low here. Double bottom right around 179.25. So if we're able to break under that, go ahead and look at some puts to the downside. But that is a huge, huge level there, my views. to the upside. 183.10 is huge as well. I could see a few hits there. And then 184.20 to 184.50 is also a pretty big spot. So make sure you're keeping your eyes on those levels right there. Yeah, 215,000 volume right now. It's pretty nuts, Xbox. Pretty nuts. But as Apple goes up, there's a lot of chop coming up for it, so just be aware of that. That chop is pretty freaky. I hit golf balls yesterday for the first time in a long time. It was like 60 degrees. I had to get out and do it. I ended up getting a blister on my thumb because my glove was wearing away, and I kept swinging, and I guess like right where it was worn away, it was like rubbing on my thumb weird, and man, I got a big blister on there now. It's all good though, it'll strengthen up for the season. Snow, did it start to turn back around, Mike? Yes, let's go, Snow. There we go, Mike. Yes, Snow, keep that up. The more the merrier. Those options that I'm still holding need to come back big time. They're right around break even again. Come on, Snowflake, let's go. I love that daily chart here on Snow. Next week, we might see a bigger push. Hopefully up into that 240 range. That's where I really want to see Snow get to. And the daily chart is playing out perfectly. Perfect. This is exactly what I was envisioning. Except without that dip yesterday. Seriously, though, it's kind of going exactly the way I was looking at. Whenever you see bullish setups and you see a lot of stocks recover over the years, you can start to identify sometimes these breakout points like this. Price action is a very tough thing to get down. You got to really start studying those setups out there. A lot of people don't believe in stock setups, and that's okay. You know, not everything's for everybody, but whenever you're looking at like stock setups out there, you can look at like candlestick patterns, setups. I mean, you can call them whatever you want. We'll just Google like stock setups just to see like what it shows here. I want to see like a big picture with all the lists on it. That's really what I'm looking for, just a nice picture with like the list of all those like little setups. I guess I'll have to do candlestick patterns for it. I'm a big fan of patterns. More specifically though, trend line patterns. Kind of like this. I know that this is just something you hang on your wall, but like this right here is probably one of the best things traders should look at for trading, honestly. It helps so much with timing. It helps with being able to put your stop losses in the correct ways. These patterns can really start to progress your price action trading. And I'm not talking about patterns like this. Like, I'm not talking about like looking at candlesticks and seeing like a bullish hammer or an inverted hammer or a rising three methods. Like that stuff, I think that's a little whack right there. But I do believe more in like these patterns like this. Let me see if I can get a nice picture up here of it. There we go. Something like this. You know, like a bullish flag, bullish pennant, bullish wedge, bear flag, symmetrical triangles, descending triangles. These are what I really like to look for. And more specifically, I really like looking for these types of setups on the daily chart. And then that's what really gives you that good opportunity. We had this exact setup on QQQ late last year on the dip. I'll draw some big red arrows to this for you guys. Huge channel going on here. It was kind of like a descending channel, I guess you would call it. But you guys can see all those hits off that channel, and this is parallel on the lines, which makes it look a little bit better even. And you go back out to the pattern here, what were we in, right? What was this? It was a bullish flag type of pattern, or a bullish falling wedge, something very close to that, right? Ended up breaking up and out of that channel and went on an amazing run into this year. I remember getting some calls and stuff as we broke out of that channel and had some pretty good short-term plays right there. I know Zoom was one that I was looking at during that time as it was breaking out. Got into a few Zoom plays. A couple others too. I know some of you guys in the Swings channel were following Zoom and a couple others. Had some pretty good moves off that, and it was literally going off of that pattern with QQQ and trying to take advantage of those breakouts that were happening. Yeah, those two candle patterns, yeah, they are whack, Mason. They really are. I get it, I guess, if you're on like a 1 minute and you're like trying to identify a reversal or something, but I feel like the market can move so quickly that those patterns are really just, yeah, I'm not a big fan. On the candles, like the two candle patterns. And even on the 1 minute, though, it's even not really as good, I'd say. I like to usually identify really key trend lines out there, and then that really helps me with entries and exits. Looking at SPY or Boeing right now, it's starting to bounce off support. SPY is also right around support from this morning. I'll draw a red line. In pre-market, there were some bounces right around 489.80. Yeah, exactly, Mason. Some people actually do that. Kind of funny. I could maybe see that on futures for like a quick scalp, but SPY making the Willis Tower. That's interesting. Kind of looks like that, doesn't it, Mason? All right, Palantir. Let's go to SM bot, guys. Since we gave the bot some time to get going here. AMD on the call side, still looking pretty good, I guess. Yeah, AMD really ripping here this morning. Right into recent resistance. We go out to a 5-minute chart. Running back up into the chop zone. Watch 180 as big resistance coming up. I'm sure a few traders out there will be looking to short AMD at some point off of one of these upper levels for a bit of a reversal type of play. Just be careful. Keep in mind, a quick intraday reversal is always okay. Doesn't mean it's going to go down all day or anything. Watch 180, though. That's where I would watch for a better hit. All right, SM bot. AMD call still on it. Boeing puts are on there, too. Man, Boeing's looking rough the past couple days. Moved up with earnings and then The bad news is hitting him again. Citigroup's falling off today. One thing I noticed today, guys, and it makes a lot of sense, is US 10Y finally started popping back up. I was surprised that yesterday US 10Y fell so much. I was kind of expecting it to pop up more yesterday, actually. And the day before. So, to see it coming up now, I'm glad to see that. So watch US 10Y. This will actually send TLT a little bit lower. If you see TLT short term started dipping back down, I could see yields upticking slightly, or maybe not even upticking, right? But I would say staying somewhere around this like 4 to 4.25% area. I could see it just staying around here, chopping, you know? I don't think it's necessarily gonna tank. Almost like how it chopped right here. We might see that again on this side, where it starts chopping all around, as they're just holding those rates steady and pausing. So I expect chop or just slight move back up. All right, SPY, 5 minute, 1 minute chart starting to come back. 490.66 has 3 nice green candles on the 1 minute. Might retest highs of this morning. When I say this morning, I mean after open, of course, not in pre-market. Meta going again. Hell yeah, 477, just keeping it going. All right. How's Tilray and the MJ stocks today? I was hoping they would start to be blasting off again. MSOS actually had a pretty good open. That candle on open for MSOS was hot. Nice. Jane made easy money on a meta scalp. Nice, Jane. Very, very nice. Be careful out there, but good shit. How high can Meta get in the short term? That's the question. What are we going to get to? $500 plus? It's like, sheesh. Hey, that's awesome, Jane. Hey, it's always good to be green on the week, Jane. That's awesome. Glad to hear that. Gotta get you some claps coming in here, guys. Give Jane some W's for getting green on the week. Let's go, Jane. Be patient for the rest of the day today. If you do see a good opportunity, don't be afraid to take it. But of course, be patient. Be patient out there. Keep yourself in the green today. There we go. Palantir intraday recovery coming back in. Snapchat on the call side on the bot. Following Meta back up. At open, it dipped a little, but started really coming back alive. The comeback was real there. Yeah, that's fire. There's been some awesome posts up in the Profits channel lately, guys. Love to see that. Keep those gains going, guys. Love to see those in the Profits channel. Helps motivate people too, so if you guys are getting some nice dubs out there, post them up. Scalping Spy, 492 calls, Marcus said. Not bad, Marcus. It looks pretty good here short term. Intraday, it's starting to come back pretty well. Nice. End phase breaking down. What? Oh, wow. Sitting right on $100. That's pretty crazy. When people say scalping, are they opening an option and closing quickly or buying stocks and selling at a certain point? Mark, usually whenever people, at least in the stocked up community, because we're mainly doing options. Trust me, whenever I say though, we love shares and we hold a ton of shares too. But whenever we're doing stuff and we're talking about scalping, it's generally just buying an option and selling it pretty quickly, Mark. And usually scalping would be something like, I would say, to constitute a scalp, you would need to be like in and out of the trade like within like an hour or sooner, I'd say. But obviously you could scalp and then let's say you're scalping, let's just say Meta today, right? I know hindsight's always 20/20, but just to make this simple, like let's say you identified Meta breaking out right here where the blue arrow is. And let's say you buy in on the blue X on the breakout, right? So you might be able to, like, let's say right here, you might unload real quick on that scalp and take like a quick like 40% gain on those options. And let's say you sold like 70% of your position at 40%. Then you might hold a couple and let them go. So you might hold a couple throughout the day and like let them run and act as runners. But for the most part, yeah, they're just quick in and out trades. It would be something like this, like I'm saying with Meta. Like you would enter here on the break, and then you would start to exit like just a few green candles later. That's generally what we're talking about. You can always scalp stocks, of course, too, but... Jane made 110 seconds. Wow, Jane. That's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. Look at it keep going, too. Meta 478 right now. Just keeps on going. My God. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Jane has two computers going for this. That's funny. FedEx back under 240, Shane said. FDX. Kind of just chopping around this morning. There's been a few stocks that are just kind of stuck in this little range over the past 30 minutes or so. QQQ moving up and trying. Gonna be another nice day by me. 57 degrees. A lot better than 0 degrees a couple weeks ago. I definitely gotta say that. A lot better than 0 degrees. Way better. Tangy, man. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining up, Tangy. Appreciate you. Of course, I appreciate everybody being here today. Make sure you're smashing up that like button as well. Let's go. Remember, if we hit 100 likes, I gotta shave my head. I think most of the SM plays are out of the money plays. Yeah, most are. Shane said, is rolling an option ever a good idea? So Shane, rolling options is a good idea as long as you're shorting those options to open. Here's what I'll say. Like, let's say that you're in... Let's just find a stock like Boeing really quick. And let's say you were in a couple weeks ago, right? Like, let's say you were buying up calls, and let's say Boeing is... like a couple weeks ago. Like, let's say Boeing is like right here, and you're buying calls for that Friday, right? As Boeing went up the next day, it didn't go up enough. So people might say, well, now I want to roll it out into next week, and I'll hold it through next week then. That type of rolling out is really not the best, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of traders out there get killed because they'll buy naked call options and they will continue to roll them out, hoping that the stock goes up. And obviously, at that point, you're just holding and hoping. So you're not really following a good strategy. To whereas what you should have done is you should have either, number one, stuck with your plan and had a stop loss and just exited the play when it hit that. Or number two, when you set the play up initially, you should have given yourself more time to hold the play. Like go a month out or something like that. And so for day trading, I would say rolling out is not a good idea at all. Now, if you are going into like long-term options, like let's say you're doing leaps that are 1 to 2 years out on decent stocks, let's say like Apple, right? You know, even Apple goes on downtrend. So like as it starts to downtrend, in that case, you could probably roll it out a little bit, especially if the time is going to get to you on the dip. But on like a quick day trade or something, it's just not very smart because it's a lot of traders out there will just start holding and hoping as they start to try to roll out. Like you could have Palantir right now and you bought calls 2 days ago, and right now you're losing on the calls because your time decay is hitting you. You might be like, well, hey, I want to roll it out so that when it goes up the next couple weeks, I can catch that gain or that move, right? But then you might roll out and then you end up losing again. So, you know, you have to be very careful when rolling out. I would say it's something you definitely have to be careful with and pick and choose it very carefully when you do it. Shane said, thank you, I have leaps. For sure, Shane. Sugar Shane. I don't know where I heard that at. Some movie like a couple weeks ago or something. Yeah, Jane, I know that Nvidia dip is tough. I'm not sure I'd buy it either right now. This dip is not convincing enough yet. This might end up being an intraday high, actually. Yeah, just a little bitty dip. Yeah. People are going to think I'm saying bad stuff out here. Jane, I might play some Skyrim later. Jane, are you in the, are you in any Skyrim groups on Facebook? It's funny, there's like all these communities out there for like Skyrim. I never realized that. Kind of funny. I might play it later today. Time for meta puts, my view said. It might just be time. I mean, I'd say intraday, it's getting way too high. Just, it's tough playing with the fire right now on this one. When I think of puts today, I would much rather go to my watch list, go to a stock that's red. Like, let's say like Intel or something. Like, look at Intel dying off. I would think this would be a better stock to play down. Or maybe even something like Rivian. If Rivian could break this $15 support, that could be a great spot for an entry today. Moderna, maybe. They're kind of having a rough day. I would rather go with stocks like that than... Or maybe even Qualcomm, you know? Some of these chip stocks are starting to sell off pretty hard. Qualcomm had that bad move with earnings. You could probably get some puts down on those earnings too. I don't know. Playing with the fire with Meta seems like a tough one today. Oh, you are on Reddit. I see, Jane. That's cool. Yeah, I'll post up some pics in the off topic for you later, Jane. Can you give an example of when if SoFi leaps would be a good option? I based on profit or loss. Seems like automated execution would lose you money, Shane said. So SoFi is a tough one, Shane. With SoFi, for options with leaps, you're going to have to make sure you really give yourself a lot of time because SoFi is so volatile that the options are going to be moving quite a bit on a lot of these moves. Even the leaps will end up having pretty big moves because, like, let's say you buy calls here and SoFi drops down to like 550. You're going to be stuck in there pretty hard. Here's what I'll say, Shane. If you're looking to trade these stocks for the long term, I would highly, highly, highly recommend just grabbing some shares down around better prices. Like maybe buying up a few hundred shares here at $7.59 and then getting a few more hundred at like $6.50 and then $5.50 and then $4.50 if we get there, right? So that you're averaging in. I would much rather see that go on than see a lot of leaps being bought on a ton of stocks. Leap options are great if you're in on a good uptrend, but with how much stocks have moved up recently, I'd be a little bit careful in the short term. So leaps are awesome. They can profit you a ton of money, but just realize that whenever a lot of people are out there and they're thinking leaps, they're expecting the stock to be at a certain price by a certain time. So like keep that in mind. Like if you're buying calls here on SoFi, obviously if SoFi goes straight up, the leaps would have been better than just buying shares, right? But how about this? Now, if SoFi starts chopping and going all over the place, then finally starting to rise, then the shares would be killer because you're not going to get hit with all that time decay and you're not going to have to hold through a big L for a while. And I mean, you might have to hold through an L with the shares, but it won't be as big. If you really like it for the long term or for like a couple year hold, I would just go with shares, seriously. Especially with how volatile these stocks are. It's going to make it tough. I just shorted Meta and Nvidia each for one contract here, Paul said. Meta and Nvidia, NVDA. Shorting it intraday. Nice. It's starting to get some good pressure to the downside. A lot of red candles coming in. Meta kind of rejecting too. Pretty nice. Pretty nice, Mason. Tom looking to buy Tesla puts. The SM bot just called. Is one better than the other? Jason said. Whenever the SM bot calls out Tesla puts like that, you don't necessarily have to play the exact strikes that it's giving. So what I would do is honestly just start to look at like the 180 puts or like the 183 puts. Just something around the money is what I just do, Jason. Better meaning more profitable. Yeah, so the more profitable ones are going to be going out of the money more. So like going with like the 180 or the 177.50 or the 175 or the 172.50. Those will profit you more, Jason, on a percentage basis. But then again, those options are also going to move more wildly. So in the long run, it might not actually profit you more because you might get stopped out more or etc. But if you're getting it, if you're talking about one specific super quick move, it's better to go like with the 180, 177.50, 175. Going more out of the money would be better for a quick in and out move. Because the option will just simply move more on a percentage-wise basis. And that's, you know, what I mean making more money, I'm assuming putting the same amount on each contract too. But take a look at SMCI for sure. SMCI is on the bot right now, starting to uptrend again. Guys, it looks like a lot of these stocks were falling off here, and now they're actually starting to uptick a little bit again. So watch out for that little uptick. Wow, calling out Shopify calls on the bot right now too. SHOP. Glad you mentioned Boeing. Do you need a warm hat later? I don't know what that means, Randy. I don't know what that means, but I might need one. Easy PW. Easy Corp. That was a great move by this stock yesterday with their earnings, it looks like. I'm not a big fan of this one just based off price. And also, I don't know too much about the company either. But the price is turning me off of this stock being only $9. And seems like it's had pretty slow movement overall. But at least the past couple days, it's been starting to run. Oh, that's what Randy meant. Randy, I was like, man, I'm confused. Oh, that's funny. I better not have to do that, Randy. I'll be kind of sad. I wouldn't be sad, but I would, it would be funny. It'd be funny. Yeah, Xbox. That's going to take a big marketing campaign to get that to happen. It'll take a pretty big one. Just landed a client that's wanting to use Shopify. I have not worked with Shopify. Should be interesting. Jane, Shopify is pretty good. They're an awesome transaction service, Jane. We use them quite a bit. Intel puts, INTC. Definitely looking pretty bearish today. A lot of stocks started blasting up just a few minutes ago, guys. Almost everything got a green candle at the same time. That happens a lot in the market, but a lot of these dips are being bought up, like on Nvidia and others. You can see SPY starting to trend back up slightly. Xbox. That would be hilarious. Low volume, large pawn shop chain. Wow. Trades big every 90 days. If you think recession's coming, easy PW. That would make sense, Shane, I guess, with the pawn shops. I've never thought of trading pawn shops for a recession. I never thought of it like that. But I could see that. That's pretty interesting. Easy PW. What an interesting thing. Pawn shops. I never thought I'd be trading a pawn shop stock. That's pretty... You know, whenever I think of pawn shops, I don't think of being traded publicly most of the time, but very interesting. I'm going to hold off on buying anything till Monday now. Pretty smart, Jane. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You might see an opportunity somewhere today, but probably best to be patient. I like it, Jane. Keep that green into next week. Or as you like to say, that meow mix. I always like that. All right, guys, we've been going for almost an hour now. I'm going to take a quick intermission really fast. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere, or else Greta will get you.
How dare you?
Gonna go grab a quick drink really fast. My throat is starting to hurt from talking so much so quickly. I'll be right back in just a couple minutes, guys. Quick intermission to get some Get some drinks real quick. Be right back. Put up the 4 charts. All right, guys, I am back. How'd you know, Xbox? How'd you know? That's funny. He doesn't know I shop at pawn shops, though. Don't tell on me. I'm gonna tell on you, Jane. I'm gonna send him a letter in the mail and say, you know what I'm gonna say on there, Jane? I'm gonna say, we know. And I'm gonna put a black hand on there. That's what I'm gonna put. Xbox. My family runs the largest pawn shops on the East Coast. People get hard up for money. They resort to pawn shops for quick cash. Yeah, I could see that, Shane. Jason, do they sell bongs at the pawn shop? I'm sure they do. Actually, I could see it.
All right, all right, all right.
I've actually never been in a pawn shop, guys. Isn't that weird? Not one time. 206.40 support down here on Boeing. Starting to bounce up off there today. 206.50. There we go. Starting to move up again. Wow. Come on, Palantir, let's go. All right, bot. Kind of slow on the bot today. Come on, Shopify. Ooh, I like this opportunity on Shop. It's right around a quadruple top right now from the past couple days. Big area. There's been multiple hits at this level. Watch for it to break out above like 81.50, 81.60. We could possibly see a better move up and out of there. Come on, let's see it. That could be awesome. Let's see it. Let's see it. Damn, Shop, that could be a cool move. Palantir starting to move too. Not bad. Good little run, though, by Palantir. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. You know what's annoying, guys? I don't know if you guys think that this is annoying or not, but I think I have a hot take on it. You guys might like it. Isn't it annoying how many, like, random texts you get on your phone from, like, all these, like, bullshit websites and all these, like, political things and stuff? Like, oh my god, like, my phone has, like, 1,332 unread text, and they're all just these, like, random websites. Like, the past 2 weeks, I've probably gotten, like, 100 of these texts. Really dumb. It's really dumb. Do you get the USPS text? Probably. If they're delivering or something to me, I think I do. I don't think I normally get them, though. My email gets 5 fake PayPal invoices per day. And around 300 other scams. Yeah, there's so many, guys. It's so annoying. Oh, they go away, Mark said, if you mark it as spam. Oh, okay. I'll have to do that. That's funny, Jane. Boeing down around support again. No. Maybe Tilray can start to come back. That'd be kind of cool. I know the banks have been doing nothing today. Kind of a slow day out there, wouldn't you guys agree? Besides for Meta. I mean, slow day for everything besides Meta. Come on, Shop. Snowflake's up 5% too. Keep it going. You know what else is starting to move a little bit is CVX. I noticed oil is on the SM bot right now and starting to break out. That's pretty awesome to see. Zom starting to come back. Yeah, Chevron's starting to heat up a little bit. It looks a lot better than Zom intraday. Nice little bounce. Look at the daily. Nice move up on the daily, too. Love to see that. Christian said NVIDIA. Yeah, NVIDIA's been kind of just stagnant right here. A little choppy. I'm watching the price action very closely right now, and there's like a support that it keeps bouncing right around. Right, this like 650 area. It's not a bad support. Hopefully we can see some movement up on that. Chris said, when they say a stock is overweight, is that a big thing? Yeah, usually. I think usually whenever they say overweight, they're generally talking about that it is like weight, like really, really good, like better than its weighting, you know? They're saying it, okay. Yeah, like they're saying it deserves a higher weighting. So the Investopedia definition for overweight stock rating, let's look at that. They're saying an overweight stock usually means that it deserves a higher weighting than the benchmark's current weighting for that stock. It means that an equity analyst believes the company's stock price should perform better in the future. And that's exactly what I thought. So it's good to have that confirmation. But yeah, that's exactly what it means right there. Pretty bullish overall. We're from 440 or 640 to 654. Yeah, that was a great run today, man. Great run. It'll probably start to sell back off a little bit. Not sure how low it will get here, but on a dip, it would be nice if it could bounce off of like 644. Or even better if it would hold here around 648. But I think for a dip buy, it would be more enticing to get it here if it would start to dip down to there. For a little EOD recovery. That was a great move, though, Christian, early on this morning. That breakout above 644 from pre-market was hot. I loved that it opened, but now it's just... AMD was pretty good, too, at open. Both those stocks were having decent moves. Hell, even Intel, I think, was. Yeah, not Intel. They don't count. How's Microsoft? Did they make new all-time highs today? Nope. They did not. Still just chopping around. All right, SM, what do we got? ABBV, AbbVie. On the call side, looking pretty good. CVX still on the charts. Make sure you're watching that. CVX, if they start to break out again, go on a secondary run, could be a good one to catch. February 2nd. We just started February yesterday. Hopefully we can see some good movement throughout this month. Remember, during election years, the beginning of the year gets a little bit shaky sometimes. So be a little aware of that as we go into February and March. The market could shake a little. That shakiness could start playing a role. But so far, the market's been great this year. You can't discount that. Been awesome so far. Fantastic. It's just weird that historically that happens on election years most of the time. Have you seen the upcoming earnings for next week? It's huge. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. It can't be as big as this week, though. Ah, here it is. Here it is. Let me open the image. There we go. Look at that. Caterpillar, Palantir, Eli Lilly, Spotify, Snapchat, Enphase, Ford, Baba, Uber, CVS, PayPal, Disney, ARM, another chip stock, Conoco, Philip Morris, Cameco, CCJ, there we go. That's a fun one. Affirm, Pinterest, Cloudflare. Man, it is a pretty big week. It's not going to be as big as this week, but man, whenever you talk about growth stocks, holy shit. We got a lot of fun ones on here. Palantir, Snap, Enphase, Spotify, PayPal. PayPal might be a pretty interesting one. I know PayPal's still very low in the grand scheme of things here. You go out to a daily chart, their shares are right around 61.38. These earnings could be what PayPal needs to get them to the upside again. Remember, they had that disappointment, but they might have a better outlook and actually maybe decent earnings for once, which would be nice. Hey, no problem, Jane. Have a good one. May the Khajiit be with you. I don't know what the Khajiits say, but good luck out there. That's funny, Xbox. Yeah, tell them. Tell those spammers to get out of there. How low do you think Google will go? Oh, Neo, sorry, I missed your question earlier. I meant to get it as soon as I got back from intermission. Looking at support, Neo, 136.50 down there is very low. When you say how low, do you mean today? Because if you mean today, man, 136.50 is a pretty big support, but it could go lower than that. Let's look at the hourly. I would say like the lowest today I would look at is like 135.25. I really don't see it getting under that support down there today. Could it happen? Yes, but I don't think it will. In the short term with Google, how low do I think it could really get? I mean, I would think we could retest like 120 to 115 over the next few weeks. I'd be looking for something like that. Little retest down there and then, you know, eventually a move back higher, maybe. Looking for a test down there, though. I don't think much lower than that. The main opportunity with Google for me in the short term is just a lot of scalping opportunities. Trying to get in and out of a quick day trade to the downside on this one, I think is the way to go. I don't think holding it is necessarily the best thing. Like trying to swing it, I think will be a pretty tough thing to do. But yeah, these earnings coming up are huge for next week. Oh, that's this week. There we go. You guys want to screenshot this really quick? Feel free. For sure, Neo, for sure. Arthur says, good day, all. Definitely. All right, make sure you guys screenshot that up there. If not, just go back a little bit and screenshot it up. It's also being posted up in Discord as well. So let's go, guys. I hope everybody's having a great morning so far here to end the week. Hopefully everyone's having some fun stuff going on this weekend. I hope everyone has a good time. Get nice and rested up for next week with some more of these big earnings coming out. Be ready for that. Leaving for Costa Rica. Hell yeah, Jason. I remember you saying that a while ago. Awesome. I'm glad that's this weekend. I hope you have a great time. You guys should go out there and get some nice lunch today, too. End the week. Give yourself a little treat here to end the week, right? Okay, getting over to the SM bot, looking for that momentum. Shopify calls are really the main thing here on watch. And it's starting to break out, so make sure you're keeping your eyes on Shop. S-H-O-P. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go, Shopify. Come on, have a decent little run here. 81.94. All right, that's a nice breakout here. How high are you going to get? There's a resistance right around 82, though, which kind of sucks. I would think, though, with the breakout coming like this, it could get a little higher than 82. We'll have to watch it closely. David said a lot of red ink in my portfolio today. All right, Shop. Come on, let's get up through 82. All right, come on, Shop. That 82 level is probably going to hold. It's a pretty big spot. Pretty big. At least hold for a second. Volunteer. Spy just paid the bills, Marcus said. He is done. Not beautiful, Marcus. Beautiful. Love to hear that. Glad to hear you're ending your week on a nice, strong note, Marcus. Gotta give you those dubs all around here. Let's go. W's in the chat for Marcus, guys. Yeah, with Shop, I would just wait for 82 to break and then run right in, Jason, at this point. If you're not in on the first little run. Would definitely wait for it. Maybe even have an alert there if you guys are really into the play. Have that buy button ready. Boeing coming up off support pretty well intraday still. Definitely not bad. Yeah, not too bad. Good dubs around though, guys. Hell yeah, Mason, 2.1K subs. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you all for subbing over the past few days. If you guys are not yet subbed, make sure you hit that button. Let's go. I know most of you are, though. Palantir starting to run up a little bit, up to 1677. No. Man, Meta actually had another new high a few minutes ago. Wow. That's a pretty wild move. Come on, Meta. The airlines, AAL coming alive today. Delta coming back. LUV. I hope LUV falls now because I sold it. Hope it falls now. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care if it goes up or down. At this point, hopefully up so that whoever's still holding it can catch a nice dub too. All right, got to bring up the 4 charts here. SPY on that 1 minute has been strong. NVIDIA is sitting right around its resistance, around 654.36. If it could actually break this with some momentum, and keep in mind, guys, this would be a quick scalp. If you guys are ready and you have your button on the buy order, when it starts to break that, you might be able to get in for a nice quick play with a stop loss just under where you got in. Might be able to try to chase that momentum on NVIDIA. It's a pretty good spot for it to break intraday. Tesla, on the other hand, is actually trending down a little bit. They've been having a rough go the past few weeks, and again today, this morning, another rough move back to the downside. So definitely a little rough there. Sorry to them. That's too bad. Beautiful. Come on, SniperBot. Stop holding out on us. Oh, I can't wait for those updates to come out, man. I cannot wait. They'll be here soon. You know, there's still some kinks being worked out in the background, but they will be here soon. NVIDIA call 685. Let's see. I don't know about that. Those are pretty far out of the money. How's AMD? I saw Mike just said it was coming back. Coming back down, I guess. Man. Intraday support right around 175. Not bad. Wow. Apple dip paid big, Christian said. Wow, that is a pretty big move up here. Started moving off that 183 area. It broke above it and then used it as nice support. Love that type of play. Good shit, Christian. Makes sense with the market going. Why wouldn't you play it up, right? Nice double bottom down there. I'm glad that it held. Man, that's good that it held that. It held that today. Good stuff, Apple. Great recovery coming in. How's QQQ? It should be doing pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Snowflake, you gonna keep going? It's trying, it's trying. The more the merrier with you, Snowflake. The more the merrier, I say. Christian said, look at the chain from 180, 180. Let's see. Damn. And the crazy thing is, from the after hours move last night, it's still in the red, which is the crazier. That's the crazy thing to think about too. Shopify. Yeah, it had a decent little run there above 82, got to 82.20. Needs to definitely get higher though. It was a good little break, but obviously it needs some more meat on the bone for us here. Yeah, AMD's like right around support right now. See if it holds at 175. Nope. Broke under. Yeah, AMD's starting to fall off a little. Just keep watching it, though. It's pretty close to support. Maybe play it down to 174.50. Hopefully you entered puts earlier, though. I wouldn't be entering too much now. Yeah, it does want to hold that, doesn't it? That is a ton of hits right off that level today. Man, 169.30, Arthur, 170. That is huge intraday. Look at all these hits here. Those are a ton of wicks. Just touches right there. That's pretty insane. Like a lot of them. Wow. Oh. That's too bad. All right, DraftKings. Let's go. All right, QQQ needs to get back above. Go back to our 4-chart setup real quick. Go look at the SM bot. All right, shop is still on there. Man, Tesla's struggling today. Down around support. Snowflake is on the bot for calls, looking pretty fire. Come on, keep it up. Shopify pulled back hard, though. Uber, Snapchat. Snapchat's right around resistance. Could have a cool break. Five points from 180 on Apple. Sheesh, 185.64. It's still running intraday, too. It's going to try to go back green is what it's doing. It's going to get back green here soon. Shane said, I know you're biased, but when is a good time for DraftKings short? Right now, Shane, it's hard with DraftKings because they're a growth stock and they just continually are making new highs here. So I would think a good time to short might be like after the Super Bowl or something, Jane. Or Shane, sorry. Not Shane. Shane. And my thought on that is like maybe if there's some negative news, like not as many people bet or something, could maybe start to push it down. But for the overall move with DraftKings here, I still like it to the upside. It's starting to break 40 bucks. I've been locking in a little bit of DraftKings as it moves up. Obviously, I still hold it, but locking in a little bit here as well. So I love the move. The more, the merrier. But I do think it's getting a little bit overextended in the short term. The issue with DraftKings is that they are a growth stock, and this is supposed to be their first full profitable year, and that's 2024. And then they added another state to start the year too. I think it was Vermont or something like that, or Rhode Island. They added another state, so they just continually are getting more revenue from those new states that start coming in. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, hey, you know, this is a stock that is going on a very nice run this year, and it's actually doing better than most other stocks that I see. Like, for example, compared to Penn or MGM or any of those other casino stocks, doing a lot better than those. MGM, not GMM. But, you know, continually moved up this year. No real pullbacks. It's a stock that could have a great year here. So I know that I am biased towards them, but while they are overextended, it's supposed to be like their first great year. So I would say if you're looking to short, wait for the momentum to truly come in. I wouldn't run in until you start to see some good confirmation down. Like, for example, like maybe like right here on that recent dip it had, right? Like you saw it start to come down and had some good momentum. That might have been a good time to enter for that secondary move lower. Could always be good on that sense. Yeah, a lot of riding on the earnings and the outlooks. It really is. It really, really is with DraftKings. Another one I'm watching is Zoom. It's still very, very low overall. It's actually been falling even lower, back down to support. Would be pretty awesome if Zoom started bouncing back. That would be cool. Tom, can you explain the differences between SMBot and SurgeBot? Sure, Jason. So they're fairly similar, but here's the big difference here, okay? The big differences, and they're totally different, but they're all intertwined a little bit. But whenever you see SMBot is just straight up looking at momentum and the options that are moving. So it'll show you a bunch of different options on one stock that are flying up, and the more that are moving, generally the more that stock's moving. So SMBot is more like a momentum screener. So like you can use it to find good momentum on stocks, and it's better, I'd say, for scalping, looking at them, going over the chart real quick, identifying a good support or resistance, and then trying to get into the upside off of that. Now, whenever you look at SurgeBot, there's a few different aspects to it. You know, it's calling out the stock itself, and then it also has some power. So whenever it has the ticker being called out just in general, that's just showing you, hey, that stock's moving with some momentum right now. So you can look across, generally the stocks it's calling out have either had good momentum or they have good momentum at that moment. Every once in a while, you know, the stock might start turning over, and it's still calling it out because, you know, sometimes there's just little pullbacks here and there. But for the most part, showing you that good momentum. Now, on the surge bot, there's also power. Now, a lot of people get confused with power. Power is just showing you, like, the potential that those options have to move. So, like, the crazier that the stock's moving, the more the power will be. Like Meta today. The power is like 160,000 right now on Meta on there. And that's because Meta is so volatile at the moment that it's making the options go crazy. And that's what SurgeBot is identifying right there. Whereas we look at Snowflake and the power is only 430, even though Snowflake's going up, it's not crazy, and it doesn't have that type of hype coming in. So it's not as strong on the power. Whereas Nvidia has better power because it is more volatile and people are trying to push it, you know, that volatility is really making it go up there. But the power is essentially showing you the potential that option has to move. But they're both essentially like screeners that you use. You'll look at them, you'll go plot it on the chart, you'll identify some big levels, maybe a breakout, maybe wait for a certain spot to break, something along those lines, keep your stop loss good, have a good strategy going in, and, you know, they're like screeners out there. TMF, one deck said. TMF. And that's actually a great question, Jason, for the live Q&A as well. Yeah, TMF is going to be getting hit hard. TLT too. US 10Y is starting to run a lot. So as we see that run up in the short term, we'll see TLT get hit. We'll see TMF start to get hit. Makes sense, T-Deck. I actually like it. I like that move. AMD under VWAP, Chad said. Let's see, AMD. All right. I had to answer a question in Discord. T-Deck said HE. HE. Let's see. Hawaiian Electric. Oh, okay. HE. I haven't heard of this one in a long time. Not since all that shit happened in Hawaii. Oh, boy. The stock's so low. Kind of choppy down here, too. Pretty whack. Look at that 5-minute chart on HE. It's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy chart. Starting to come back pretty good. Go look at SPY. Going back over to the SPY. Running back up pretty close to its high of day right now. If it breaks that pre-market high, watch for a continued run. It seems like every day lately we keep running, so why not today? All right, Snowflake, keep it up. 213.95 all the way up to 214 now. Let's go. How's shop? Oh, right back down. Broke above 82 ever so slightly. Snowflake was the play. both of those stocks started breaking resistance, and Snowflake is having the good move out of both. $214 overhead. Meow, Arthur said. Big cat, all-time high. No way, really? Wow, it really is. That's pretty crazy to say, guys. Caterpillar again. Big cat just does not stop, does it, Sean? It really does not. Hell yeah, though. Big cat. Look at that on the daily. That is pretty insane. Palantir bouncing off our trend line and actually starting to come back pretty well. Should we trust the trend and buy it off of it right here? That's the question. We maybe should. It's like the fourth touch on this. It's moved up every other time it's touched. The market's doing good. Tough one. You could just keep your stop loss at like under 16. Make it simple there. Trust the charting, Arthur said. Hell yeah. Exactly, man. Trust the charting. I'm definitely going to be eyeing this one up. Like, if it could break above, like, 1680, might be a good entry point. Even here, I think it's a pretty okay entry, just... I want to catch it on a good move, so I'm immediately green. If I can. All right, guys. Well, I think we're going to have to call the stream here. Market's getting a little slow out there. SPY's getting choppy up around the top. But yeah, I appreciate everybody joining up today. I really do. Thank you all for being here. Really, I appreciate you guys so much. I know we didn't hit 100 likes today, but we hit 100 in my heart. Really, though, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and have a great weekend, everybody. Keep your eyes on Snowflake. I'm still hopeful on Shopify today, too. Starting to come back very strong short term, coming back alive. Glad to see that. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you later. And as always, walk away profitable today. End the week green, guys. End it green. Hell yeah, Justin. Appreciate you. Same thing, Sean. Xbox. Let's go. I have 100x leverage on my like. I love it, Prowser. That is hilarious. Hell yeah, Evans, Mark. Let's go. I don't know, Mark. I ask myself that too. Sometime. I tried campaigning in Discord for you. It's okay, Xbox. It's okay. We'll get it one day. We'll get it one day. Talk to you guys later. Seriously, have a great one. Be blessed out there.